There we go.
Wait, what?
And welcome in, Jims and Jimettes, to another exciting edition of No Substitute for Sports. I'm your host, Nick Johnson. This is episode 48. And yes, as Bears fans, I'm at that point where I'd rather have Kadarius Toney as the Bears' number 2 wide receiver. And yeah, that's pretty brutal. Darnell Mooney,
get out of here.
catch a ball. Catch a fucking ball.
No, leave.
Yeah. Happy holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year if we don't see you between the next time and now. Everything else in between. Not sure if like I said, not sure if we're recording next week. Literally, I don't know. Like it's the next Tuesday is the day of Christmas. So
Monday's Christmas.
oh, Monday, the day
still,
after either.
Still,
yeah, we got stuff going on. We'll see what's going on. So this might be, I don't know. So Merry Christmas. Yeah, it's up in the air.
It will be Christmas Christmas will pass by the next episode. So have a great, happy holidays. We'll say it again at the end.
Absolutely.
Merry
Thank
Chris.
you. Yeah. Thank you as always for tuning into the No Substitute for Sports podcast here on the Generous Network YouTube page. If you're just stumbling upon us, hit that subscribe button, but only after you hit the like button or whatever. Maybe share us around, tell your friends, tell the mall Santa, but do it quickly because security is on the way. Oh, there you go.
Right.
Yeah. You can follow us on Twitter at @Degenerates, and every Thursday, yes, Thursday now, 2 p.m. Central, I go live on twitch.tv/SportsTownShy for No Substitute for Sports live, cleaning up anything we don't get to here and everything else in between. So there you have it. Finally, subscribe to and like it up on XBomb Sports and their Facebook page and their YouTube page. Going live there every Friday around like 11:30, 12 o'clock. For Bad Karma Wrestling, me, myself, and Double D, David D. Dykstra on there for talking wrestling. So there you have it. Are we ready, boys? So much to talk about. So much to talk about. Yes. Loved it. There we go. In a must-win game, the Bears lost. Packers dropped one to some Pirates or something like that, and the rest of Week 15 in the NFL.
Game for us.
Yeah, it was. Excuse me. Next, talking fantasy football as we move on to the semifinals in our personal leagues in the playoff. We'll recap and preview, but as always, stick around because we got some NFL news in there that's always worth listening to. Get some MLB movement reactions to the Tyler Glass now to the Dodgers, and if there's anything else there. Finally, we'll finish it off with a Bulls check-in. Haven't done that in a while, so I feel like it's the right time. And I mean, I think the Bulls are actually still leading. Yeah, they're up 96-87 with about 9 minutes left here as we're recording this. So yeah, I think it's it makes sense that we do a Bulls check-in. So there you have it.
And they are beating the Lakers right now too.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. All that.
Tons more in-season tournament champions.
Yeah, raise that banner. Yeah, we'll talk about that maybe. All that, tons more in between. But before we get underway, let me introduce to you my friend and co-host, the founder and CEO of FatCat_Streams. And that's with a Z, Mikey J. Fatcat. How are we doing tonight?
Right there.
I'm doing great, man. As always, ready to get this going. The in-person ones are always the best, and it's going to be a good one.
Oh yeah, we like to get off the rails always. And obviously, to our right, to Mike's left, it's Alan's the Gator joining us. How you doing, Gator?
Pretty good. How are you guys?
Oh, loving it.
Great.
Enjoying today. It's gonna be a fun day. Like I said, we got all that stuff jam-packed, so let's get into that. But we got a little appetizer, obviously. Holidays, Christmas coming up. That's what we get. That's what we enjoy. Just wanted to ask simply, what's our favorite holiday everything between? I just got the simple stuff. We can do our favorite treat, favorite movie, favorite decoration, gift, or whether it was given or received. We can just go through the long haul. So get the brain going in a second. I'm going to start off with a movie. How about our favorite Christmas movie? And I got one. I'm going to go with Bad Santa. Bad Santa with Billy Bob Thornton. That's one of my go-to favorites. Obviously, the layup is Elf. That's always the good favorite.
It's one of my favorites for sure.
But also an underrated one in my mind. And it's maybe more or less a Christmas movie. I can see if it can get argued away from it. I like the Gremlins. Because that's it's around Christmas time. It's literally a gift for the kiddo. So I like the Gremlins as a good Christmas film.
National Lampoon Christmas Vacation. Yeah. That's our favorite.
Never seen
it. Watch it every year.
No, not a shocker that Alan hasn't
Never
seen any movies.
Our family, it's one of our dad and It's a Wonderful Life, which is our mom's favorite. But I enjoy the National Lampoons more. I think it's still even funny to this day.
Oh yeah, it holds
my
up.
sense of humor for sure.
It holds up.
I'll definitely have to watch it.
Sure. I enjoyed it a lot, and we did a like ranking at with some of my colleagues, and it was Nat got ranked pretty low, and Alf got ranked low as well, and that was saddening for us. Those are classics.
Yeah, absolutely. Gator, what about you?
Yeah, well, we already said Elf. Elf is definitely up there. Home Alone, and then the Grinch. You already know.
Yeah, which one? The animated or your little Jim Carrey?
Jim Carrey one.
Oh my God,
Jim Carrey is great.
Oh, it's weird. It's not the worst. It's got some parts in it, but
come on,
it's creepy. How about
it's creepy.
Yeah. How about
I'll say yeah, he does look a little creepy. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite holiday decoration in the house besides the tree itself? Maybe just an ornament that's your favorite. Maybe there's I got a little fixture that we put up every single year that I like. I got a new one that I'm trying to get. What do we think about that? Because I like there's a new one that I like is the Santa that climbs up I've seen it at Cracker Barrel and I really wanted to get it. There's a Santa that just climbs up and down the ladder really slow, just little motorized Santa. He carries the presents and stuff like that.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, you can go with a model train set around the little piece right there. I think those were two of my favorites right there. What do we got on decorations?
Gingerbread house.
Yeah, that's
right here.
Solid go-to.
Never made one. Yeah.
Holy fuck.
We can see the Scrooge here. Alan's
Yeah.
favorite movie is The Grinch.
Yeah, Alan is the Grinch. He hates Christmas music.
I don't like Christmas music at all. I can't stand it.
Oh, happy holidays, everybody! Love it.
But I love Christmas.
I do have on there the best Christmas song. So I guess it just goes to Mike.
I'll take the skip.
Okay, Alan's taking it.
Oh wait, for ornament though, I will say mine. I do have like
the one you made in kindergarten with your like face in it, your picture.
No,
your class picture.
For my stocking, so we usually put that over my fireplace.
Yeah,
and I have like a little like thing that I put on like the ledge, and it's like a mailbox with the Bears logo on there. So I have that holding up my stocking.
That's fun. Do we have a favorite holiday treat? Because I mean, the go-to would be cookies. My mom makes just a big old stack of cookies from every which way. I mean, you can think of a cookie, she probably ends up making it between oatmeal scotchies, kolaches, chocolate chip, snickerdoodle, any other jelly-filled one right there. Just the plain. You can do a plain old sugar cookie. She does everything. So the cookie is the go-to, obviously. I don't know if there's like a cake. No one likes fruitcake, probably, right? No,
not really.
I mean, I think that's just like a cartoon. I thought that was just like from the cartoons. I thought that was just from Ed, and Eddie, but I found that was a real thing.
No, it's a real
years
thing.
ago. Yeah, no, yeah. But is there like a holiday? Is there something that maybe that I'm forgetting off the top of my head. Shout out to my Aunt Susie. Goulash. She makes goulash right around this time. She probably makes it other times, but for me, she would make it right around this time every single time. And boy, oh boy, if you haven't had goulash, they make put some ground beef, a little bit of floury dough. It's really flaky. It's almost like basically you're eating like White Castle almost essentially, but it's just but it's much better. You're not running the toilet 20 seconds after. It's just like no, I'm really underselling it, but it's like a buttery, flaky crust and like dough, and then in between is some cheese, and you can put some other stuff in it, but we just do some plain old cheese and some ground beef in there, and so it's fantastic. Okay. So again, shout out to Aunt Susie, some phenomenal goulash. That's the go-to meal right there, or treat. Is there anything the family tradition and around the house? Anything from Argentina that you get?
No actual traditions that we do, from Argentina or nothing like that. But I don't have it too often. One of the things I do like is always hot chocolate, though, because I'm a big coffee person. So every once in a while, switch it up, have a little hot chocolate.
I'm gonna interrupt. I have to interrupt just because it came up. Duncan, you fucked up when you got rid of the Dunkachino. I'm so disappointed. and that's hot chocolate and a cappuccino mixed together. You got rid of it, 2 years ago now? Haven't had it. I wanted a boycott, but man, oh man, those iced coffees were pretty good. They were having, now those loaded tots are good. Now I'm just selling them. But actually, no, the iced coffees kind of fell off. So
They did fall off.
Dunkin', figure it the fuck out. Figure it out. And you're just Dunkin' now. You're not Dunkin' Donuts. We don't want to. Donuts are fat. Shut up. You know where your bread is buttered. It's from fat people. So that's what I'm saying. So that's all I got to say on that one.
With you.
Yeah, hot chocolate is awesome. I just had to say that. I always loved hot chocolate.
Sorry. Yeah, I just had to go on a tangent there.
Yeah, it's not something I have too often anymore, but yeah, it's always one of the better ones.
I always looked forward to having that.
There we go. Finally, do we have a special or a famous sports moment on Christmas Day? I have one in the back pocket. I know for sure. I know it's you probably with some research you could have had one for sure, but I have a good go-to for off the top of the dome, and that's always going to be when the NBA was coming back from the what is it called? The lockout. Yeah, the lockout.
Yeah.
So when they came back from their lockout, Lakers, Bulls in right now, actually, as they're playing right now, but they were in the Staples Centers at the time. Derrick Rose makes that game winner right over Paul Gasol.
Yeah, it's always a memorable one, for sure.
I was already at my aunt's house. We were screaming and yelling all over the place, and it was before gambling was allowed. So you knew it was still that exciting, anyways. But that was a good go-to. Having Derrick Rose hit that game winner. Kobe was still alive. Luol Deng might have traveled, but we don't focus on that. Derrick Rose hit
the
that
bucket
game
went
winner.
in.
Yeah, exactly. That's all we worry about. 89-87 final. I still remember the final. I hope that's still the final.
That's
I'm gonna look it up right now
for sure.
Yeah.
Do you have one off the top of the dome or right around there? It doesn't have to be exclusive to.
Yeah, I can always think of the Eagles that fumbled punt. Jackson, fumbling that was it a kickoff or a punt or something, and ran it all the way back for a touchdown right at the end of the game.
Yeah, that could have been one. Yeah, for sure.
Most recently, it's just gambling related. I remember like a couple Christmases ago, I bet on all the Christmas NBA games, parlayed them and cooked that up. So that was an awesome sport. That was awesome.
I was off by a point. I was off by a point. 88-87. I said 89-87. Damn. My autism was off by a point. Yes.
Camaro. That's what I would say. From the bleachers over here.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Alvin Kamara.
Holy.
That's right. And he had the shoes on. He got fined for it. That was a solid move right there.
Oh yeah, the Grinch shoes.
Yeah, shout out to Nick for that one. That was other Nick, big Nick.
Big Nick.
Big fat cat. So yeah, I think that was that. That's all I had on the holiday stuff. So there you have it. We can lock into some Bears. We can lock into some football talk. We're ready to go with that. How's that sound?
Let's do it.
I got some notes there. We can then, of course, you got your Packers. We got the Packers to get to too, but it's 2-1 on Bears to Packers. So we're gonna go first. I think that's only fair. How you doing?
Yeah,
I feel like ours would be quick and easy. So
yeah, you would think so, but it was painful. So we're gonna stretch it out for 60 minutes, just like that football game. No, I'm just kidding. Bears lose to the Browns 20-17 because no one can catch a goddamn football.
Yeah. That's that's the big story.
Yeah, feeling like the Kansas City Chiefs, but not in a good way. It's exactly that. Mooney at the end, that was just ridiculous. Tunyon at the beginning dropping it, and then Tyler Scott had one in there for sure too. That was just all brutal all around. Just Robert Tunyon, you need to catch that ball. That's a touchdown.
Yeah, and they were all good passes by Fields.
Yes, they were. But yeah, honestly, Mooney, he needs to go. He should have gone. The fact that he's a number 2 on here is absolutely ridiculous. There are better number 3s on certain teams than there are the number 2 or number 1 on some teams, but for sure better than Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney is barely an NFL caliber wide receiver.
He looked like he had potential.
Doesn't seem like that jugs machine helped out when he bought it at the beginning of his career.
Yeah, that's true.
The first thing he spent his money on was a jugs machine, and he fucking failed. Probably wasn't even catching those balls.
Yeah, I can only imagine. There's probably a bunch of holes in this fence on the opposite
Yeah.
side, or the ball just flying through.
Going right past his head.
Yeah, so I mean, he lost a ton of money there because he's on a contract year, and he's just not going to get what's expected from him, or like a big money, because he's just not living up to any expectation. And of course, he'll end up going to another team and probably not balling out, but just doing better than this year. And everyone will be like, "Oh, it's just the Bills," and like, no, it's just Darnell Mooney sucks. Like, it's just my mind. He just sucks. So that was that. Couldn't really run the ball. Not attempting a field goal at certain times. That explanation was actually somewhat okay with me, because they were kicking into the wind while it was raining. So while Cairo Santos is, you could argue he's legitimately the best Bear on the team right now, just the best player playing right now, which is kind of crazy.
The most consistent for sure.
Yeah, I know. It kind of is. He's gonna be a Pro Bowler for sure, maybe even all pro if they have that for the kicker position. But they give him a range, and Eberflus knew, so I can kind of give that somewhat of a pass. But overall, continuing to hear over and over, I can't give him the pass for another 10-point lead going into the fourth quarter, and it's blown, and there's a loss. Of course, everyone saw that graphic, those 3 games that the Bears lost where that did happen. It was 0.003% chance of that happening. And it happened.
Yeah.
It fucking happened. So that just goes to show you, I don't know where the blame's going to lie, on Getsy, on Eberflus, on Fields. It's all over the place. And I don't like it. So, I mean, to go into with Fields, and I'm not even gonna bother asking for the millionth time. I've had a different answer to that question of what to do with Fields every single week this year. So it'll be a different one this week. It'll be a different one next week. It'll be a different one until the draft happens. So that'll be that. Joe Flacco just torching up the Bears cannot happen. Simply cannot happen. He had more passing yards in the fourth quarter than Justin Fields had all game. This was the most passing yards allowed all in the fourth quarter all season by any team. Just came off the couch 3 weeks ago, just torching the Bears up.
That definitely can't happen.
Essentially knocking them out of playoff contention, but there's in the hunt. There's a path still, because thanks to the Packers and Vikings losing, there's still somewhat of a hope. But the Bears don't control their own destiny, which is not what you want in any sort of sense. And you could argue even if they did win this week, they probably didn't control their own destiny, but it would have been a much better chance if they had won this game, and so many opportunities to do so. Can't have Amari Cooper in there, torching it up. On the fantasy side, I love David Njoku having the chemistry with Joe Flacco, but it can't happen against the Bears. It shouldn't have happened. Like that's insane. But yeah, overall that game was just.
If I'm not mistaken, we were supposed to be locked down against tight ends. Usually, the
Bears' defense has just been picking up.
Montez Sweat has changed.
I have that. Yeah, I have that exactly here. Montez Sweat is a dog, leading the Bears and Commanders in sacks now. Which again, that's a crazy stat. He's only been here for a cup of coffee, worth the money, obviously already. So there's his double-digit sack in the season. He's got 12 and a half now. Now leading the league, or they were leading the league, now tied, or I think San Fran's up by 1 now in interceptions by the defense. And also some good news now overall. Jalen Johnson reportedly wants to stay with the Bears. So
yeah, I saw that.
Somewhat of a direction, which is a breath of fresh air, honestly, for the Bears. So that was like I said, that was the good news reporting there. Overall, terrible loss. Again, can't have Joe Flacco going off the way that they did. You can't expect to win when you run the ball so poorly against a good defense, but it just hasn't been themselves. The Browns defense has been banged up, so I don't want to give them the excuse of in the elements and on the road, but this was a tougher task, but this needed to be done because you need to beat playoff caliber teams when you're in the playoffs, or even if you wanted a chance. So I'll leave it with that. Was there any other final thoughts lingering between you, Alan, or Mike?
No, not really. We need to all consistently play good at the same time. Like coaching wise too, they need to make better decisions. It needs to all click at the same time. Justin Fields can't play good and then our receivers not make any catches. or our receivers start making catches, but Fields keeps overthrowing people, or just now that we're not calling screenplays, we're not catching the balls that are going deep. It's not all clicking at the same time, and it's just frustrating because I feel like it's always been like that.
No, I feel you on that one for sure. That is definitely frustrating. And then exactly, yeah, when Fields, if he isn't getting it together in the passing game, maybe he figures out running, and he just wasn't running this game.
Yeah.
I couldn't get Deontay Foreman going or anything, any sort of sense. Couldn't really
I feel
get
like our
anything.
running backs have been playing too great the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I know there's been a lot of injuries, so that might be part of it.
Yeah. And Myles Garrett is a monster. Like let's not sugarcoat it any which way. Like he is an absolute monster. But there has to be some sort of game plan. And there was a couple key plays that they were running right to his side. I'm like, what are you doing? This is so late in the game. Let's just challenge arguably the best defender in the league right now. Let's not do that while they have all the momentum on their side. While they just scored on a field goal. They just scored that touchdown to tie the game. Why are you running directly to Myles Garrett? Makes no sense at all. Made no sense at the time. I wouldn't have ran a single play to his side.
Yeah.
Every time he was on a side, I would audible to the other side. I would change my entire game plan based on this guy. It didn't make any sense.
That's what they should have told Fields to do every play. If play's going towards him, switch it up.
Go in the middle. He's too good. He's too good to be going to his side to decide the game, and that's exactly what happened. So, Mike, any other final thoughts on the Bears?
Yeah, I mean, I could not believe that they lost, and it's just even just from the outside looking in, it's always shocking to see they blow these kind of games. I mean, I felt like they had this one in the bag for sure, and the Browns just somehow were able to come back at the very end there and squeeze right past.
Yeah, that's a tough push for anybody that had Bears +3. I mean, that's. Yeah, if you were like, oh, you're up 10 basically the entire time, and you had to push right at the end. That's a tough pill to swallow. So
then lose.
Yeah, and lose overall. Yeah, but yeah. There you have it. Bears dropping to 5-9. Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah, not good. Not what you want. I'll be at the game next on Christmas Eve, so hopefully you get something to cheer for. We watching Kyler Murray run all over the place. Hopefully not, though. Maybe we'll throw a pick or two.
Yeah.
We get the Trey McBride, Kyler Murray versus DJ Moore and Justin Fields. So hopefully Moore is actually feeling better. So he was a little bit of a bum ankle.
Yeah, I remember him on the sideline for a couple plays.
Yeah, not what you wanted to see at all.
It looked like he looked like he was in pain just by the look of his face.
Yeah. There you have it. As looks like in this Bulls game, Bulls are wrapping it up. 124-106, pending a couple more scores with about 40 seconds left. So how about it? Finishing up this playoff caliber stretch, and we'll get to that Bulls check-in. So more juicy content to get to a little bit later. So stick around. We got your Packers though, Mikey. A 34-20 loss to Baker Mayfield, who had a perfect QBR.
Wow.
So take the floor, and yeah, there you have it. 34-20. Bucks over the Packers.
Yeah, get that closer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get that right closer.
Don't yell too loud. I got the cans on.
I thought that they had a playoff chance, and it's just completely cooked after this game, I think. I mean, we had a chance to beat the Giants last week. We had to keep winning. We beat such good teams. We beat the Lions. We beat the Chiefs. We beat the Chargers. We have to keep cooking. And then we lose to Tommy DeVito. We get 158 QBR by Baker Mayfield. And now we're going to play the Panthers this week. And I really hope we win this game, or else I don't know what to say if they lose to the Panthers,
You
but
guys are playing the Panthers. I really hope you guys win that game too.
Yeah.
oh, that's a good point for the Bears fans' sake. Yeah, but just unfortunate. I said it last episode too. I knew this game wouldn't be in the bag. Bucks are pretty decent this year, and of course they come into Lambeau and they cook us up, and it's just like what the hell, man. We not even close, 34-20. We scored a touchdown too in the first quarter, 7-3. I was like, all right, come on, Packers, and just kept getting cooked throughout the game. Just nothing really going too much for the offense, and Mike Evans cooking us up, and along with Chris Godwin, and yeah, Baker Mayfield again, just carving up the defense. Joe Barry continues to be just a problem. Our defensive coordinator is an issue.
Hashtag fire Joe Barry. Shout out Troy.
That's I agree with him. He's has fucked us over in so many situations. Bad play calling, putting Preston Smith on wide receivers in coverage. It's just horrible things, horrible play calling. We've seen it for many years, and he's still been here, which I don't understand. So if he is not fired this offseason, I don't know what he has or what is going on, but he's needs to be gone because the defense is great. We have great defensive pieces. We've Gary, we've got Smith, we've got Campbell, we've got good corners. I mean, Jair Alexander has been out most of this year, but and we traded Rasul Douglas, which sucked ass, but I feel like we have good pieces that keep pressure Kenny Clark, and the defensive line is our main piece of the puzzle, and we need to keep them all on the line having pressure. You can't have our defensive linemen or linebackers like Preston Smith guarding wide receivers in zone coverage because they're getting cooked and their wide receiver is going to be wide open, and then we're not getting cover, and then we're not getting pressure on the quarterback. So Jordan Love, he continues to cook. I mean, I enjoyed watching Jordan Love every week at least. It's just again the team is young and our defensive coordinator is a problem, as I was saying. So it's just issues all around. But we've had a good season for what it's worth. So a couple games left here: Panthers, Vikings, and then Bears. Hopefully they can get some wins and end it off strong. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs now after these last two losses, but again, let's just keep playing hard and let's just see what they can do these last three games. Aaron Jones, maybe he can actually play decently if he hasn't done anything all year. So maybe this could be a game where he scores some touchdowns or something. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I got a nice little stat for you, I think. The Panthers, even though they've won 2 games, do you know how long they've held a lead? For 0 seconds. They have held a lead during a game for 0 seconds for the offense. That means,
and they have 2 wins.
Yeah,
so
so
they just win with game winning.
they've had 2 walk-off field goals.
Wow.
Yeah. So last week beating the Atlanta Falcons just solely on the boot of Eddie Pinheiro. Shout out to him, former Bear great Eddie Pinheiro. And then I believe the same thing with the Texans. That it had to be in a walk-off field goal for same kiddo, Eddie Pinheiro. So how you doing?
He's the best player on the team.
Pride and soul of Mexico. That's the guy right there. But there you have it. That's the Packers. So I just hope they don't cook us Bears fans in that sense. Don't drop it against the Panthers of all teams,
please,
because this is still important for the Packers. They're in the hunt. We saw that graphic earlier. They are. In the hunt. They put it up on NFL. So
no.
I
mean, again, I think it's more so in the way where we need things to go our way in order to make it now. Like, we're the last team in the hunt, so like we're gonna need teams to lose in order for us to we don't control our own death. Like, I think even if we win these last 3 games, we'll need other teams to have lost or stuff like that.
Yeah, like the Vikings, and yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, I don't think that we'll make it no matter what if we win out all 3.
Yeah. That's a tough one. That's a tough one right there for sure. So there you have it. Any other final thoughts there, Keener?
Yeah, if you guys beat the Panthers this upcoming week, I'm pretty sure the Bears wouldn't mind losing one that last game of the season to get you guys in. So
You talking? We're trying to run deals over here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
that's all we need.
They're gonna just let us win.
So the Bears aren't going anywhere.
Finger
So.
poke of death, but in football, why don't you? Come on now. What are we talking
The
about?
Bears ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Yeah, we want that number 1 pick. We want to lock it in.
Listening Bears.
Yeah, I hope
Lock it
so.
in.
If you are, get to practice. What are you doing? What are we doing?
They're listening at practice.
Nah, yeah, they got us on the loudspeaker
There
instead
you
of
go.
playing loud music. It's us. Yeah. Sorry, they're not pumping the whatever new album just came out. I don't know. I'm so lost on new music these days. It's bad. I feel like a 90-year-old man. Either way, we focus on football and sports here. As the Bears finish off, the Bulls finish off that win right there. How you doing? There's a ton of games to get to, so I can kind of just rattle off the score, rattle off a quick thought, and you guys can just stop me if you got some quick notes. Otherwise, we can just breeze through these. Basically, like pump the brakes or just keep rolling type deal. Like a lot of sports shows do that thing. So here we go. From Thursday night, we usually don't do the Thursday night games, but this one was so good. It was a scoregami. Had to bring that up. 63 to 21. The Raiders just absolutely beat the bejesus out of the Chargers. And finally, the big one, the big news is Brandon Staley is fired along with the Chargers GM. Like I said, we usually don't do this, but it was definitely worth mentioning. This was an absolute just a dumpster fire, but I thought it was entertaining in the sense that it was such a bloody massacre. And also the idea of Austin Eckler showing off the first down, being down 56 was absolutely insane.
It's
So
literally like the shit that happens in Madden. I'm like, that would never happen in real life. And
get the first down, does a backflip or something like that.
I was
like
so
you're down
mad.
90.
I get so mad. Like I'll be losing badly, and my receiver will do that. I'm like, no, dude,
we don't do that here. So yeah, scoregami. Like I said, there was that. Aiden O'Connell looked like an absolute dog. But Saturday night, those were some pretty good games right there. Not too shabby. Vikings and Bengals went to overtime. Bengals getting a 27-24 victory. Jake Browning, 3-1 since becoming the starter. So is Joe Burrow a systems quarterback?
No.
I know it's very first takey. I just had to get that out there.
I think he just has a very good offense.
Yes, that is exactly that. I made that a couple weeks ago. The roster's just so stacked between T. Higgins. I know no Jamar Chase right now.
Talk about T. Higgins.
Well, I mean, he had a nice game.
He did.
Your decision not to start him was your choice.
I know. I was just so happy at like the beginning of the fourth quarter. He had 0 points. And I'm so glad I didn't play him.
Yeah, that was a good move.
And then he
crazy.
fucking went off.
I mean, what an acrobatic touchdown too.
Yeah,
I know
that was crazy.
You can hate on for not starting him, but that
was crazy.
That was awesome. That was such an awesome play. Yeah, obviously Joe Burrow, that's just a joke. He's not a systems quarterback. We at the No Substitute for Sports do not believe that. Just had to get that out there. Overall, big win for the Bengals, and they just continue to roll. I thought they were dead in the water.
Yeah.
Unlike the Chargers, losing their quarterback.
Yeah, we thought Ivan made a mistake.
Yeah.
Browning continues to cook, aka Brownie.
Yeah, Brownie.
And the Bengals will probably make the playoffs even without Joe Burrow. So
yeah, obviously too tough to get that division leader because the Ravens are too far ahead, but there's an opportunity. But there's, not so much when you have another team right here winning than the Colts, right? In this also Saturday game. Steelers, Colts 30-13. Trubisky sucks. I mean, we already knew this, but boy, oh boy, he was awful.
Benched him for Mason Rudolph already for the next game.
Yeah,
they said.
Yeah, that's true. That game was quickly. They were ahead. I'm like, oh man, that was way off. And then the Colts just went bing bang pow. Yeah, they took the lead, never looked back. Finally, in that Saturday slate, Lions, Broncos. Lions took they laid down the smackdown, 42-17. Important win for the Lions right there. And I just like the correlation that the Lions have been winning. Therefore, crime in Detroit has actually been going down. So that's just really important to see. And you see you see the same thing from the time in 1963 when they were doing the same thing. So I don't know. It's really insane that this is happening. It happens in all cities. It's not just for Detroit. You can look at it across the board. I mean, as soon as the Bears start doing well, man, Chicago is going to be pumping. Just no more. But there won't be Chicago put the guns down. It'll just be, yeah, Chicago, we're pumping it up. There we go. How you doing? So, big win for the Lions there on Saturday night to get the
Saturday night is for fine.
Yeah, collision was head to head with some football games, but there you have it.
Lose.
Any thoughts on the Saturday slate?
It was a fun little Saturday slate. Lions proved that they can still roar and claw at people, and they lose. It was a close game in the first quarter. The DraftKings lines actually had them at like a pick 'em at one point.
Yeah.
I was going to pick the Lions, and then they just started destroying them, and
Yeah.
it never went back.
I know. I'm dumb. It opened at 3 or 4.5, and I'm like, oh, if it keeps going up, I took it at +5 for the Broncos. I'm like, this is going to be great. Broncos have been red hot. Jared Goff has been such ass.
Yeah, exactly.
They cooked them. Yeah.
Lions needed a game like that. Colts
There you go.
Yeah,
Colts needed
Trubisky
one like
sucked.
that.
Yeah.
Too.
All I gotta say is Rudolph came early. Christmas is next week, but Rudolph came last week.
Rudolph's here.
Rudolph is here.
He is
Goodbye,
here.
Trubisky. You're benched again. You get your chance. Tom Brady said, when you get your chance, don't fuck it up. You fucked up. So guess what?
He
You're
didn't
fucked.
listen to Tom Brady.
You're cooked again. So enjoy the bench.
Yeah. On to the Sunday slate. Jets just get demolished by the Dolphins, 30-0. This game was so bad. Like I won't really be highlighting it. I'll just be talking quickly about the Hard Knocks series I started watching quickly.
I haven't seen
Yeah, it's okay so far, so good. Highlighted Tyreek Hill. He's got 3 just announced today. He's got 3 kids with 3 baby mamas just now. So there you have it. And I also stopped watching as soon as they signed Jason Pierre-Paul, and as of 2 days ago, they released
Shut him.
released so I'm already late on Hard Knocks, and sorry to anybody that was trying to catch up on that. I had heard something actually pretty funny. It's like, don't watch it because you're gonna end up betting a future on the Dolphins to win the Super Bowl. I'm like, I don't want to do that to myself because I will be the dumbass that does that. I already fell into that Garrett Wilson trap at the beginning of the year with this thing. And to be fair,
It wasn't a trap.
it wasn't. To be fair, I also thought we were getting Aaron Rodgers to Garrett Wilson, so I know, but
That was
as
just
of right now,
very bad, unfortunately.
I know he's doing so good for having Zach Wilson throw to him. I'll continue to say that until I die. So, but there's that. Yeah, Jets get absolutely demolished. The Hard Knocks it's been pretty entertaining. It's been pretty fun to watch, and that McDaniel, the head coach he's a goofball.
Goof. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Definitely
He's fun.
seems like it.
He's goofy, but he does seem like legitimate. He doesn't seem like he's putting on a front like a lot of these other head coaches do on Hard Knocks. So
He's
that's
fun,
nice
but
to
if
see.
you fuck
Yes.
around, he'll be like, "The fuck you doing?"
Yeah,
He's like best friends with Dan Soder, like the comedian. So I think that's pretty
Oh.
cool. Yeah. So like you can tell like that's a real, like, he gets that sense of humor. That's really how he is. So
But yeah, he could be serious when he needs to be.
yeah, he gets like that. So that's been fun. How about Texans Titans OT win for the Texans? That's been an important one. Keenum might be the best backup ever. Huge win, like I said, without so many key players. No CJ Stroud. I don't think Nico Collins played. Obviously losing Tank Dell with a broken leg a couple of weeks back. So they've been out with a couple big.
It was
big
Noah
games.
Brown's night.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he's had a couple other big games earlier this season too. So that was just huge for the Texans. Now a 3-way tie between the Jags, Texans, and Colts.
Wow.
We'll get to the Jags game in a little bit, but man, that's pretty crazy. Did not think that was going to be a competitive. I keep saying that. I've said that every single week now. Since it's just such a competitive division now. Giants get pants by the Saints. No more that Tommy DeVito story. That was fun while it lasted.
He got taken out of the game, so
Yeah.
unfortunate.
But how about him? He's that pizzeria that couldn't afford his meet and greet.
He
Come
went
on,
for free.
yeah. Oh, he did.
He did. You
Oh,
didn't see
okay. I
that?
didn't see that.
Yeah, it was. So his price was 10,000. They raised it to 20.
Yeah.
Which also, Tommy, he ended up just showing up the other
Good.
day for free, but
Good.
just show up in general.
Come on. What are you doing?
$20,000.
Yeah.
Come on.
Tommy Cutler, $20,000.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Strike while the iron's hot, and it's not gonna be hot anymore. So
No.
That's why he's doing it now.
yeah, he's doing it for free. He just wants to get a free meal now.
Yeah. Like remember when I showed up?
Yeah. He'll do that. He'll sign some autographs for the kiddos. That'll be all fun. I did like the Saints defense. Every time they sacked him, they did that. They were doing that. And then some New York podcast was trying to spin something like, man, they're in the Saints head 24/7. Is that if they're doing that? I'm like, no, they're just doing that to make fun of them. So
Yeah.
I just thought that was a pretty fun spin zone. So
Not in their head.
yeah, either way, Saints are trying to stay competitive in that division, but it's whatever down there. Another somewhat we'll say it's whatever now, but it might be pretty important at the end of the season. Come through in about 3 weeks. Falcons lose to the Panthers 9-7. Again, Pinheiro, big hero, and Ritter is awful. Taylor Heineke will be taking the starting position next week for the Falcons.
See, they can't make up their mind.
Yeah.
With the quarterback.
It's that. I mean, Arthur Smith, it's insane that you have that much talent. They just don't want to use it. I mean, Bijan Robinson. I mean, if you had Bijan in your fantasy this week, that's that.
You have Bijan, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, all in this offense.
Yeah, for what it's worth, it's what's left of Cordell Patterson, and let's just keep going to those guys. Let's keep going to Tyler Algier instead of Bijan Robinson, who you picked 7th overall this year in the draft. Nah. Tyler Algier is the way to go. Chiefs and Patriots, even in this win, the Chiefs just looked like they were struggling. 27-17 win right there. You got the Taylor Swift cussing and bitching and moaning up in the box. So I guess that was a fun thing.
Fuck?
Yeah, fun thing for the memes. Everyone's gonna be running wild with that for the next couple weeks. But
I think she's a bad luck charm now.
oh, Alan,
Now
with
we
the hot
got
take.
bad blood.
Yeah. Well, Alan's gonna get the Swifties on us. That's gonna be bad.
Kelsey sucks.
Wow.
That's as a fantasy owner.
Now
over
we
here
got
from
problems.
Travis
He
Kelce.
sucks. I picked him first in first round, and he's just disappointed every single week, basically.
Not every single week. Come on.
He's the number one tight end.
He is. He's still the number one tight end. I'm pretty sure.
No, not in
Between
my
him,
eyes.
between him and
What do you mean?
Not in my
What
eyes.
do you mean?
I'm expecting 20 every week.
Well, tight ends usually don't get.
I'm
picks like
expecting 20 every week from Kelsey.
Yeah, especially when everyone's going to game plan for Travis Kelce,
Yeah,
the
it's
number one option on
It's
that
been
team.
tough. He's been the number one tight end this year, and he's been double covered constantly because
Then
he's
retire.
the best.
Then
He's the best receiver on
Wow.
their team. They have no
I'm kidding.
receivers.
You heard it here first. Alan said, Travis Kelce, you're just a podcaster. Retire.
Yeah.
I hope he's listening. Alan's about to play in the playoffs. I hope you're listening, Travis. Give him a real good performance this week.
exactly. That'd be hilarious.
Right, Alan?
I'm out. I lose.
Yeah. We got Niners, Cardinals. Niners clinch the NFC
Yeah,
West right there,
yeah.
45-29 right there. But I like that Purdy was vouching for McCaffrey for MVP. Thought that was a classy move overall.
Yeah, I just hand him the ball
Yeah.
and watch him do his thing. That's what he said, which is true.
And it's just so much fun to watch.
I
mean, that
toss
was-
him 5-yard passes and hand him off the ball. I just let him do his thing. I'm gonna win MVP.
Is that he is like minus 220 right now. It's just bonkers. That is the
It's a
thing.
QB award.
It's a QB award. It's until it isn't. I mean, we can get it any other time, but I mean, it should be individual positions and they get an individual award. It should be the Barry Sanders running back of the year award. It should be the Randy Moss or Jerry Rice wide receiver duo of the year award or something like that. Something crazy. Tight end of the year.
Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah.
tight end.
Jeremy Shockey, tight end of the year award. Yeah, exactly that. The Ray Lewis linebacker of the year. Well, or maybe a guy that didn't kill a guy. That's slim pickings. But there you have it. That's that game. Commanders and Rams. Rams 28-20. Everyone just calling for Riverboat Ron's head on this one.
Yeah.
Probably I didn't really catch a lot of this game, so there's that. But Rams continue to just be the not so bad team. They're in the wild card, depending on honestly, depending on who they play in a wild card spot. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams play spoiler and actually get a dub early on. Again, depending on who they play.
They have a very solid squad.
I mean, Cowboys Rams. That sounds excited if the Cowboys clinch the division for them or something like that.
Sounds exciting.
That would be pretty fun. It'd be pretty fun. But I mean, speaking of the Cowboys, you got Cowboys Bills, and Bills did another similar press conference for Josh Allen. He's just like, I was that kid in the class that did do anything. We got an A and got an A on this group project. So he threw the ball 15 times, completed it 9 times, got a touchdown out of it and a rushing touchdown. But yeah, doing exactly that, just under 100 yards passing.
Wow, that's crazy.
He didn't do a thing. So it was all the running game. It was all James Cook. All the rushing. The rush had over 260 yards on the ground, and yeah, that was just my thing. Cowboys they had already clinched, so maybe they put their feet up or something like that, and then it just didn't care. I don't know. Was there anything on that game?
Bills needed it bad if they still wanted to make the playoffs.
Yes.
So
that was also
huge.
my thinking. It was both of these teams were coming off of must-win games, and it was another must-win game for at least one team. It was the Bills. So I hammered -2 for the Bills, and it paid off big time.
Wow.
Yeah, I will say I'd like to see that, like, they're going with what's working. Allen doesn't have to be the one that has to like outshine everyone every week. If the run game is working, do that.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, they have a very good coach.
Coming on two more. We got the primetime games. Sunday Night Football, Ravens, Jags. 23-7 in favor of the Ravens on the road. Yeah, Ravens are just a buzzsaw. I've used this word to describe all these teams right now, and they're just red hot. They're red hot. Jags go from, basically they were essentially the lock to win their division, and now they almost might miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, this is crazy. This is honestly crazy. You got some problems with Trevor Lawrence, might see CJ Beathard, but I've seen some progress. I think all signs right now are pointing to Trevor Lawrence actually playing. So there's that.
Play him.
He's going to need to play exactly if he's going to need to stay in contention. I wouldn't trust CJ Beathard. And especially another tough matchup, I'm pretty sure. It's against the Buccaneers this week, and that's both of them. They're all fighting for something. So. I just didn't think it was going to be as close of a fight in this division for the Jags, the Colts, and the Texans, all right there with each other.
No, yeah, I thought the Jaguars would run away with this for sure.
Yeah, at least, and they just lost 3 straight, and I think it has to be between just Trevor Lawrence just being so banged up. It has to be that. I'm sure there's another factor for sure that I'm missing, but Monday night game, Eagles and Seahawks. What a shocker. What a shock. In the rain. Will this be the Drew Lock legacy game? I'm not entirely sure, but this will be the most memorable drive in a while for a Seattle Seahawk. Drew Lock just linking up with Jackson Smith and Jigba. A dime of a pass. Such an amazing catch. I mean, that's it. Literally, Drew Lock, good night, Eagles. There's obviously still 10 wins. They've clinched a playoff spot, but this is rough. Eagles are on looking rough right now.
Yeah, they lose with these losses, like to them and the Jets loss that they had earlier this year. And, it's just it. I mean, it just shows that these teams that we think can lose, except for the 49ers, which I think are the one team that is like, no, I don't know who's going to beat them, possibly. It's like they seem unbeatable, but like teams like the Cowboys and the Eagles.
This upcoming game, the Ravens and Niners, is gonna be so much fun on Christmas Day. That's gonna be a baller.
Yeah,
that should be awesome. Holy shit!
Yeah,
I will still take the Niners on that.
Oh yeah, I think so too. I think they're favored and they're on the road by 3 points. So that tells
only
you
3
enough right
points.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, not only. I shouldn't say only. I mean, the Ravens are a tough squad. I mean, it makes sense.
That might be a Super Bowl matchup in the making there.
I got it. I got that locked in at plus 2,000. It's gone up, so it's like a good ticket. Also, sidebar, took Kobe White at plus 1,200 for most improved player. It's down to plus 800. So
nice. Okay.
Maybe it keeps going down and down and down, and that ticket will get a little bit better.
So far, it's looking like. Yeah, it's looking great.
He just has to keep playing consistent as he is. That's all.
Yeah, I think he has the most improved point average right now.
I saw a picture from last December to this December when he was averaging, and it was such a big difference. He was averaging 7 points last year, and now he's 25, and his assists and his rebounds, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, let me see. Really, I know we're done with the week, so I mean that's fine. Like I said, the only other football news was the report from today that Jalen Johnson, like I said, like I mentioned in the Bears thing, was looking like he was very much interested in playing next year for the Bulls, so or for the Bears, excuse me. So hold on, Kobe White had 17, 7 rebounds and 5 assists tonight on 7 for 18. Still has that consecutive 3.3
Nice.
made threes. Okay. He had 3.
Well,
He was 3 for 6.
actually,
tonight.
last game he did not hit it.
Oh, he didn't. Oh,
No.
okay, never mind.
He only hit 2 last game.
I'm off on that one then. So he had 25 and a half plus 17 tonight. Divide that by 10 now. Okay, never mind. 25 and a half. You add that to the 17 that he had tonight. That's 42 and a half. I guess I'm still doing all my math wrong. So either way, he was before this game, he was averaging 25 and a half as soon as Zach LaVine went down. So there you have it. He's been having a baller stretch, but we'll get to him. We'll get to the Bulls all in a little bit. We're gonna talk some fantasy really quick. We'll hit some recaps on some last week's matchups. Alan has his matchup from last week to get to. We got some previews for my matchup with Ivan, Dom's matchup against Pete. Or Pete's again, Ivan against me. Same thing, same difference. So we'll go ahead and hit that. How's that sound?
Let's do it.
Alrighty, coolio. As we all are simultaneously pulling up the fantasy app. Yeah, it was exactly that. So Alan, take the floor. You can go ahead if you want to lead the way between your matchup with Ivan. It was a 149-78 loss. Right.
No one on my team showed up but Higgins on my bench. That's all I gotta say. No one on my team did anything. Fields got 7 points. Sorry, I'm still trying to pull this up.
Curtis Samuel had 21 as well. So.
On my bench.
On your bench.
But yeah, everyone that decided to show up was on my bench, basically. I think the highest scoring player on my starting lineup was Johnson. Deontay Johnson, yeah.
And he was the only one with a touchdown scored on your team.
Yep, he had 16.
That's so
funny. And
that's horrible.
Montgomery and Puga both had 10, but other than that, no one else had double digits.
Yeah, on the flip side, I mean, Ivan had a plethora of scoring. He had Kyron Williams with 23. He had 37 from James Cook, who like we mentioned, he had just a baller of a game on the ground, over 200. He had 179 and a score, and then he also caught a big one, 2 for 42 and a score through the air. So that was a big game right there for old Cookie. But yeah, I'll be honest with you. When I saw that you scoop Beckham, I'm like, okay, that's the fine pickup, and then you actually played it. I was like, wow, that was interesting move for sure, especially over T. Higgins. Like I said, you were mentioning earlier, having a bad game towards the start, but finishing off with 2 touchdowns. That's there's always the option there. There's always the option there, and there you have it. But it's tough. 149-78. Almost. I mean, yeah, it's not a lot you could have done there.
Cook himself almost had half the amount of points my entire team did.
I think you're just short of it. You had 37, you had 78. So I think if you do some quick math, I think you're right on point with that.
Yeah.
But there you have it. Ivan moves on. I'm playing against him. We'll preview that in just a few seconds. If you got some final thoughts, we can move on to Alan, or goddamn it, AJ and Dom. I see that every single time.
I got nothing else.
Yeah.
Disappointing. Not even 100 points. No. But that's all right. Next year.
That's a tough one.
We got it next year.
No.
Wait, what? Go on now.
I'm sorry. If you're good on that, we can go to Dom and AJ. Dom getting the 146-130 win right here. And this was getting down to the nitty gritty. On paper, Swift and Devontae Smith were still out there, down a few points, finishing only down by 16 there. But, if Jalen Hurts was feeling a little bit better, maybe he actually finds a connection, gets a touchdown or something like that. That could have made all the difference right there. But yeah, just not enough there. He also, I think AJ even mentioned in the chat that he was very much thinking like Prescott Jackson. He fired away and went with Prescott, and big difference right there. That would have put him in within a couple points, if not just outright let him win.
I think he would have won by literally like 1 point.
I think so.
Jackson.
It was that. Chris Godwin on the bench with 26 and Ty Chandler with 25. I mean, I didn't expect much from Ty Chandler, and the effect that the Vikings just went to him. I think on the first drive, I think he had 8 touches on the first drive. So the touchdown.
Damn.
So he went absolutely crazy in the first drive. Devin Singletary on Dom's bench for 22, but he all around he had a nice game.
Even Chubby Hooby went off.
Yeah, Hubbard had 12. CD Lamb with 18, Rishi Rice 23, Hawkinson 12, 15 from Mike Evans, and 15 from Jefferson. So solid right there. And 17. Battle of the defenses, high scoring right there. 26 for AJ from the Dolphins defense.
That's crazy.
And then the Niners had 17 for Dom.
Good shit to Dom. I know he was telling me I'm going to start Rashid Rice this week. I trust him. So there you go. He's starting, gets 23 points, cooks it up for him.
Yeah.
His bench did pretty decent anyway, but
yeah, one of the only bright sides to Kansas City's offense.
Before we move on, I really don't want to rub it in or any sort of way, but this was going to be a really tough week regardless for Sebastian. Like I was looking at his scoring. I mean, even if he had went to the bench, it wasn't going to be much help. With Bijan scoring negative 0.6, Breece Hall had 2.8. I don't believe. Yeah, he didn't have. He obviously would have made a move for another quarterback and not play Justin Herbert. So maybe another 20 points right there. So there's that. But yeah, I mean, having to it does look crazy. And again, he purposely probably didn't play Keenan Allen, who was inactive, Tyreek Hill, who was inactive, Josh Jacobs, who was inactive.
Even like the Chiefs defense, he probably would have played them against New England instead of the Jets versus Miami.
No, absolutely. He would have made that move for sure and got a couple more points there. But this 28.3 is just, it looks crazy. Yeah. And again, I even if he needed to or was in the playoff position, wasn't going to be a lot of scoring there. So I'm sorry I had to point that out. And
I mean, it's the same for me too. I was thinking the same thing. I only scored 95 points, and I was like, "Well, that wouldn't have beat anyone in this round." So that wouldn't beat Allen if I played him. But but still, it's not the best performance from my team.
I was also looking at Gabe Davis on his team. I'm like, did he play? What was wrong? I'm like, oh no, he played. He's had back-to-back 0-point games.
Oh
wow!
So if you're relying on Gabe Davis,
just running around,
he's just getting cardio in. He's literally just getting routes in. Hopefully he doesn't burn out because he's not. He's had 4 games this year of 0 points.
That's not good.
That is bonkers.
Hey, Dave Davis, he's a sleeper, bro.
Yeah, that's always the thing. He's either going to score 0 or he's going to go off for 240 and 3 touchdowns. Like there's no in between. And again, he's getting somewhat looked at. And again, outlier of a game for Josh Allen, only throwing the ball 15 times. But
that means he must have not done the Shane Gillis celebration.
Yeah. I did that for the turkey bowl.
Shout out to it. But I did, like I said, didn't mean to rub it in, but that was just an outlier, absolutely crazy. But if you're good on that, we can move on to week 16 matchups. We got the semifinals to look forward to. Yeah, I mean, I guess really just me over here. So I'll quickly run through my game with between Ivan and myself. Coming off of the last time that I played Ivan, we didn't do an episode and I didn't record, and I'll stick with the same thing. You didn't beat me last time. I beat myself. I played a lot of people on my bench that I should have played, and I just was in my own head. So there you have it. Not gonna happen. So coming off a bye, clear head, able to look around. Not a lot of moves made, and rightfully so. I did all my Sunday stashing, and I've been kind of just holding on to people and looking to see how the week plays out. So we'll rock and roll and go with that. But otherwise, I guess I'm rolling with the Ivan's method against him until it proves otherwise. I'm gonna go with the San Francisco squad and Rashard White. I'm just gonna go with everyone that brought me to the dance. So there you have it. My lineup is it's maybe a couple of changes here and there, or not. Mind games. That's how that works. But the only move Ivan made, and the only move that was made this week was he got the Eagles defense.
You have Young Hoku this week.
Yeah, I snagged him from
Yeah.
and he had an illness. They only scored 1 point. But that's because the Falcons are
bad. The good thing I picked up Santos.
Yeah. But they are going to be kicking in a dome, so we'll see how that goes. I got, like I said, am I going to go with Young Ku? I don't know. Am I going to pick up somebody else? Oh, we'll see.
Yeah, you got to wait and find out.
Yeah, we'll see. The only thing I guess is a benefit, and I hate to just dog on injuries or nothing. I'm just not going to see Jamar Chase, so good. I can only hope that helps out for me. But in that sense, he's got Joe Mixon, so probably pick up some slack there. And then I see James Cook coming off a huge game. I can only hope that he doesn't do that again. so don't have another 40-point game there, Jamesy. And already feeling it. He's gonna have Thursday night Kyron Williams, so I'll be coming out. I'll be waiting on coming out of the movie, coming out of Iron Claw, and it'll be a 25-point lead probably just from that. So we'll wait and see. That's my game between Ivan. Any final thoughts, comments, concerns right there?
This will be a good one.
Oh, yeah. It looks like it's very close. So
you're rolling with the 49ers method. It's funny. Now everyone on his team during live has on a different team now. Not like
just about, yeah.
Yeah, the only person he's playing is Mixon.
Yeah, it's not Mixon. We're not seeing Mixon, Chase, and Burrow, which unfortunately Burrow and Chase being out. But I mean, it's a very solid team. Both of you guys deserve to be here, and it'll be a fight, man. As always, you've got a great squad on your side. He's got a great one on his. Tua, his quarterback. It's always funny to me. We gave him Tua and cooking it up for Ivan. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, the winner of this goes to our super fancy Super Bowl. So
yeah, and this means everything to me. So there you have it. That's where my head is at. If we're good on that, we got Dom and we got Pete.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to take a crack at this one? Mike?
Yeah, should I start with their voice messages?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, please do so. That would be fantastic.
I messaged Dom and Pete to send voice messages since they're going up against each other. I said, just send something to say to your opposing opponent. So they both did send me something. So let's see what they said.
Put it like right up, right nice and tight.
Pete, I know you think you're going to win because you beat me last time, but this is different. This is playoff Dom. I'm going to cook you up. Mahomes isn't going to suck ass. He's going to do good. CeeDee Lamb is going to get 40 on your ass, and it's over. It's over for you. You're going to lose. It's that simple. I'm sorry.
He's going to woos. He said
he's going to woo.
And the bus. He didn't mention the bus.
Oh, yeah.
You could hear the turn signal in the background of that video of Dom driving during recording that. Very dangerous.
Always, yeah. Safe while you're doing that.
And let's see what Pete had to say to Dom.
He's definitely not driving.
Listen here, Dom. We are going back to back, baby. You do not stand a chance against me. I'm going back to back, baby. World title champs.
Okay, man. Pete has a chance to be the first back-to-back champion in our league.
Yeah,
but Dom, this is his shot to be. I mean, this will be his first time ever in the Super Fantasy Super Bowl if he makes it. And I mean, I don't think he's made it this. I honestly don't know if he's made it this far since he's been in the league.
I don't think so.
So this is huge for him, man.
And right now he's projected to win.
He is. I mean, Nick and Dom both have a chance to make it in the finals. They both have never won before, so
yeah, got some good storylines between that. Like you just said, Pete could repeat, and then just Ivan's won it, but it's been some time. So you got that hungry. That it's been a wild type deal. So. Mm-hmm. Good storylines so far. So that was fun to listen to. But just looking at the lineups, how we feeling on the lineups between the two boys?
Yeah, if we're looking at the lineups, me personally, on Dom's side, I would switch someone out, but I don't want to.
We don't do that here.
I don't exactly. I don't want to say because I don't want to lean towards. I don't want him to go off of what I'm saying.
You're talking about
but-
CJ Stroud. You want him to play because
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
I'm only saying that because he's most likely not going to play. I wouldn't have said that.
I'll say Dom picked up Chuba Hubbard and Javonte Williams off free agency this year, and both of them in his starting running back spots projected decent amount of points. So those are like huge pickups for Dom.
I mean, they've come into their own because Chuba Hubbard is just outplayed. I can't even remember the guy's name. Oh my God.
I couldn't name you people on the Panthers.
Oh my God, he was on the Eagles last year. Why is this so hard right now? Why is this the
Sanders?
Yeah,
Sanders.
Miles Sanders. Yeah, Jesus, why couldn't I remember that?
He sucks.
Exactly. You got the bag and just decided
to realize, oh no, I'm not on the Eagles anymore.
Oh no, I don't have giant trucks blocking for me.
Yeah.
I have the shitty Panthers line in front of me now. Time to suck. So yeah, that's exactly.
So yeah, I mean,
or not time to suck. He was already just mediocre. He was already mediocre to begin with. He just had an excellent offensive line in front of him. I'm sorry, I keep.
Dom's running backs coming to their own that he's picked up off free agency. His wide receivers are stacked. I mean, he's got Jefferson back now. He's got CeeDee Lamb. He's got Mike Evans. I mean,
that's crazy.
Nico Collins projected to be back this week, and he's been doing very well. And if he can make the move for Rashid Rice still, if he wants to, or someone else, and Dom has the 49ers defense, but tough matchup against Baltimore this week. But I mean, yeah, Dom has a very solid squad. I always root for Dom when I'm not in the playoffs because I brought him into this league. He never was a big sports guy, and he loves it now. He loves the league, so it's always a special place in my heart for Dom. I hope that he can fight this week and it'll be a good matchup. But Pete got a great team, man. Jahmyr Gibbs been great this year. And Michael Pittman. I mean, Johnson says it every week. He's
Mr. Consistent. His brains might be scrambled.
Yeah, I'll say,
right
is he
now,
not injured right now?
I think he's still concussion protocol or trying to work out of it. So we'll see how that goes.
And Cooper Kupp.
But he was listed as he was limited participation in practice.
Looks
today,
like Mostert's also questionable.
Yeah, I mean, Waddle and Kupp can help you out any single day. Trey McBride's been just hauling in a bunch of targets and playing up against the Bears defense. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
So it could be close. I know projections are what it is, but it could be a fight, just like all of them.
It should be, yeah.
Yeah. So that should be exciting. That's basically our semifinal. So we'll either, like I said, have an episode next week. It might be Christmas time, or we won't, depending on if I get eliminated, or we just might not have an episode. We might not have any episode.
You might never mention it again.
Yeah, it might not.
Happen.
This YouTube channel might be just deleted. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully, we're praying for the others. So,
I wish you all the best of luck as the commissioner. I hope that it leads to a great finals, and let's have great games this week for Christmas holiday, man.
There you go. Perfect way to put it. I asked for Commissioner's final thoughts, and he gave it to me right there. So perfect way to get to it. That's our fantasy football. Hopefully you learned something, you heard something good, something nice in there. We got some quick MLB. We got some NBA to get into, but a quick wrestling one really quick. How's that sound? I keep saying quick, so might as well do it quickly.
Yeah, let's do it.
Wrestling, just one on there. Almost said it again. Wyatt family, or just Bray Wyatt, not the Wyatt family, just Bray Wyatt. Unfortunate passing, like that's happened. That's happened. But he's getting a Legends contract, according to I believe it's PWI Insider from Mike Rotunda. Getting a Legends contract in which any proceeds, any merch that is sold directly from WWE, that is a big point there. It's not any third party anything. So if you're getting your Bray Wyatt merch directly from WWE.com, all proceeds, a lot of proceeds are going to go directly to Bray Wyatt and his family, his children, directly to the kids. So I just thought that was a phenomenal story. Obviously, just hats off right there. So that's just a class act story. Any other comments on that?
Yeah, that's awesome. I think he deserves it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
He was, everyone loved him while he was still here in wrestling. So, he's probably, I don't think he's gained more fans, because it sounds bad, but like after people pass, a lot of times they gain more fans because of the passing.
Yeah, you're not completely wrong when you say that. Yeah,
but yeah, I don't think he gained more fans because of it, and I think he deserves, or at least his family deserves everything.
Yes,
that he's still gonna sell and make.
And he
So,
still
yeah,
kind of is a cash cow because like they sell a bunch of merch. You can make the Firefly Fun House. They
Yeah.
sell all that merch. That toy was actually flying off the shelves for stuff like that. So this is awesome. This is really awesome.
definitely. I think they deserve it.
Yeah, without a doubt. Mike, anything on that one?
Yeah, he was always a love him. I mean, everyone loved him no matter what he did, and it's great that they'll get all those proceeds because I mean, yeah, they deserve all that sort of stuff. So I mean, it's just awesome that WWE is able to work that out.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, class act, classy move for sure. So tip of the cap right there, without a doubt. You know what? I have it as an MLB segment. We don't really have to linger on it too long. Kind of just kind of breeze through it. I don't have tons of comment on it. Just reactions to Tyler Glass now and Margot to the Dodgers. I know the rich get richer type deal. Glass now actually signs an extension, 5 years, $136.5 million to stay with that squad. I'm gonna roll with
Fuck is going on in the MLB.
It's a good move. It's a big name.
Yeah, it's a good move.
But I'm gonna say overrated. I'm gonna say an overrated move because this guy hasn't gone over. He averages like only 5 innings pitched a game. He hasn't gone over 127 innings in a single season. So that's where it kind of averages out right there. So he's got good stuff. I won't deny him that.
But he's limited.
But he does not go long in games. You can chalk that up to, it was the Rays, it was David Cashman and the way that he does all his statistical bullshit. I just don't think that he can go the distance.
Well, I think you should get an alter ego and go another 5.
Yeah.
You should become unlimited and go an extra 5.
And 5% is everything. 5 is everything right there.
Yeah.
I think you might be onto something. He might have an alter ego when he gets out to LA. Everyone kind of gets a little nice and they hang loose. They get a little loose out there, so it could be a different story. So yeah, Tyler Glass now, big extension. Obviously, Margot also add in there, but add into that rotation, he might end up being the best one because Clayton Kershaw you're not going to get old Clayton Kershaw. Yeah, I think he's still technically a free agent. They haven't re-signed him just yet. Lance Lynn is not on the team anymore. He's on the Cardinals. I was just about to talk about them, but he's not even on there anymore. He's a fat fuck anyways. He's a loser. I don't know. Yeah, what Dustin May banged up. Walker Buehler. It's gonna be if as soon as they can get healthy, maybe. But yeah, again, on top of that, Ohtani next season. It's just bonkers. So I just maybe want to get a reaction to that overall.
So Ohtani's not gonna play at all this?
No, he's gonna play. He's just gonna hit. He's not gonna pitch.
Hmm.
He's gonna get surgery on his shoulder or whatever it may be, and he's just gonna hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're gonna have a problem with pitching. I didn't realize how bad their pitching was.
And honestly, I mean, Diamondbacks actually giving a little bit of run for their money. They had Eduardo Rodriguez, the left-hander, the former Detroit Tigers pitcher. So he was a bit of an ace towards the end of the season for sure for the Tigers and just having a good overall season. They also extend Lourdes Gurriel Jr. On that squad. So 3 solid pitchers, adding or maintaining a solid at bat for that squad. So I don't know if they get back to the World Series being in such a tough, but they can make a run at least for the playoff again. They won't be just like having that World Series hangover. So I just thought that was a solid move overall.
So you think their pitching will still be pretty solid?
Diamondbacks? Yeah, because they got Merrill Kelly. They got I'm blanking on the other name. Damn it. It's okay. Yeah, I think they'll be okay. And even the Jeremy Fatt, the rookie that they had this year wasn't all too bad. That's gonna bug the shit out of me if I can't remember that other pitcher's name. That's okay. I'll look it up later. But that was baseball. If you guys are good on that, we can just finish it up with some Bulls talk, something we can all dip our toe in.
Yeah.
Just coming off this big win against the Lakers.
Huge win.
Coming off an overall just a playoff caliber stretch where the Bulls
defeating the in-season tournament champions.
We're better without Levine.
Yes, that
definitely are.
You guys are hitting all the talking points that I want to hit right exactly there. So Kobe White's going off. We just mentioned the stat. He's had up until tonight, he had 17, 25 and a half over those 9 games minus this game of last. He was averaging that 6.9 rebound or 6.8 rebounds, 6.5 assists a game in that stretch without Zach LaVine. Much better. This team overall much better. Even in losses, I heard a comment from somebody that we were talking to on our Sports Pitch show. Even in losses and just games where they're just struggling still, it's fun to watch them because there's still chemistry and there's still scoring going on, and it's not just thrown away baskets or just useless possessions because Zach LaVine touched the ball for too long.
That's one of the biggest things that I've noticed too, is I believe that like our turnovers have significantly dropped. Like we haven't turned there's certain games we'll go all game with only like 3 to 4 turnovers a game.
Yeah.
When Zach LaVine has the ball in his hands, he turns it over at least 5 times a game himself.
Yeah, that's true. It's very much just a lot getting rid of the solo ball, the one-on-one ball.
Yeah, and Kobe White, he's pushing the ball up the court.
Yes.
It's running through him now, and he's moving the ball as fast as he can.
Yes.
He touches the ball, and he's already at the net, either passing the ball out for a 3, or he's going up for a layup or something.
Yeah. And in this stretch of these playoff caliber teams that I was alluding to, played the Bucks, the Nuggets, the Heat twice, the 76ers, and the Lakers. They went 3-3 in that stretch, went into overtime, an overtime loss against the Bucks. You can maybe chalk that up as a win in some aspects. You can get a good loss out of that. The Heat, that other Heat loss was off a buzzer beater from Jimmy Butler. So a tough one right there.
That's going to happen. It's a good player.
Yeah, exactly. The only true loss right there was losing to the Nuggets, but losing to the defending champs without Jokic for the majority of the game. So that's a black eye on that situation. But still, that's a team. That's a squad. So only losing by 8 right there, I'll take that. They were never out of games in this stretch. And that's what I loved about seeing with this Bulls squad. Besides Kobe White going off, besides all that, I love that these Bulls were just in games. It's just a breath of fresh air, that they're competitive in some way once more. And like I said, all debate is gone. Zach LaVine has to be gone. There needs to be some sort of deal. And I've already seen the Bulls Twitter pages be like, there's actually a way that there's a route that Zach LaVine actually stays on the Bulls and he actually be productive. No, ship has sailed. Trade him.
I trade him.
And I'm okay with picks. I'm okay with bench players or just role players at this point. Give them people, because Caruso's back. You got DeMar. Vooch is your double-double. I know I call him empty calorie double-doubles, but he's a double-double regardless. Now it's not so empty calories because there's wins. There's competitive basketball being played. So I love it. So I just think that this Bulls check-in was very much due. Haven't had that in a while because exactly this. The Bulls are looking like a new team. Slow start, and that sucks, but they can be slowly integrated. And at this point with the NBA, 70% of the league makes the playoffs. There is an opportunity now where the Bulls can get in my mind.
Wow.
When they were dead in the water and I was Mr. Pessimistic, I actually see there's a route. If a move is made, if the right deal is made, if the Bulls get a solid bench, so like I said, some key bench players out of that trade from LaVine, get something. There's optimism. There's finally something. The United Center has something to cheer for other than just the other team. Other than like cheering for Jokic or cheering for like LeBron and AD to like, oh, might as well go see the Bulls because I don't know, Jimmy Butler's in town or Jason Tatum's in town. I might as well go see some good ball. No, you're gonna come and see the Bulls now. So that's been fun.
So I was actually looking for tickets today just to see what they were at. Cheapest ticket for Lakers Bulls.
Yeah.
Well, that's I guess level one.
It was
like $120 bucks, something like that.
That was
when like normally they'll be going for like $60.
They're starting to get good now.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's because it was the Lakers.
It was the Lakers.
Yeah, that's true.
The Lakers automatically you add like $50 to your ticket, no matter what the roster is. And it's like that with the Celtics and the Knicks, basically too. Yeah. No matter what you're playing, especially in Madison Square Garden for the Knicks, it doesn't matter. You're paying a fuck ton for a night at the Garden. So yeah, I just thought that was really nice. Coming up for the Bulls, they have the Spurs, the Cavs, the Hawks, the Pacers, and the 76ers to finish off the month of December. I mean, the Spurs haven't won very many games. They looked like they were going to sneak one against the Bulls the last time they played, but the Bulls lasted it out, so that was a nice win there. They are 3.5-point favorites. We'll look that's coming up on Thursday. Tough one right there. Obviously could be the 76ers. Pacers, as long as the Bulls can keep pace. I mean, literally the Pacers lead the league in pace, and just in terms of just moving the ball and the amount of possessions scored in the game. It's a lot of, kind of toss up games right there besides the Spurs matchup. So, again, now that the playoff caliber squad, the playoff stretch, 6 straight games of playoff caliber ball, can the Bulls beat these more lax teams? That'll be the challenge. And I can only hope that start on the right foot, get a win against the Spurs, who've just been looking awful.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And I think that's been one of the biggest shocks of the season, just how bad Wembanyama's been looking. So, I mean, that's just crazy in my mind. So,
Yeah, Chet Holmgren's better than him.
yeah, he might be. I think he might be the front runner for Rookie of the Year, which, I mean, it was going to be between them two. And a lot of people probably had Wembanyama go along and away. But, yeah, Chet's been playing overall, just the OKC being second, I believe, in the standings.
Yeah, they have a very good young squad.
I mean, I don't want to give him any flowers, but I mean, I guess Josh Giddey's doing something right. I guess he's doing something wrong, but he's not doing it. Yeah, I mean, they're second, 17-8. I'll stop all in my head. But my T-Wolves, baby, sitting at number one, and the number one seed sits 20-6. They might have lost.
Wow.
I think they might have lost to the 76ers tonight, but we don't talk about that. We don't worry about that.
Didn't realize they were that good.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns have been cooking.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's been fun. Yeah, 76ers beat the T-Wolves tonight. That's okay. That's a long way from home. You're on the East Coast, different time zone. That's it. Got a ton of factors.
Jet lag.
Ton of factors to deal with. So, overall, I mean, that's been fun. The Christmas games, actually some stacked Christmas games, if we want to quickly touch upon that. And honestly, I feel like you can't go wrong. I have one out of my mind, but if you can only pick one game, I'll list off all of them. If you can only pick one game, let me know which one it is. You got Bucks Knicks at 11 a.m. Central, Warriors Nuggets, Celtics Lakers at 4. You got 76ers Heat at 7, and the nightcap is the Mavericks and the Suns. Of those games, if you only had to pick one, which one would you go with?
It's kind of hard to pick. The only one I don't like is the first one you said,
Bucks and Knicks,
because I feel like the Bucks are just gonna kill the Knicks.
Yeah.
Other than that, I feel like all these other games could be very close games.
That's what I said earlier.
I will say what I'm liking the most is that Miami game you mentioned. And then I like Golden State just because Golden State always puts on a show on prime time. They always do. They never disappoint on prime time.
Yesterday, that was the only sports I watched yesterday was the end of Celtics and Golden State. Celtics were up 10 while I was watching, so I started playing Subway Surfer, and Curry with a 3. Curry with another 3, and I put my phone. I'm like, all right, it's time to watch this game. It was tied. So they go into overtime, and sure enough, he just cooks away. So it's like, don't give him a reason to get going. Like that was the reason. And then the NBA memes went off. They're like Jason Tatum doing the little thing.
Yeah.
That's what got him. I'm like, don't do that. What are you doing? You're challenging arguably the best shooter of all time.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah.
Absolutely bonkers.
I'll say Mavericks Suns just because I love Luka.
Yeah, you got your Luka ties.
Luka continues to cook. It's triple doubles every night, 30-point triple doubles.
Luka's going
without even
and he kind of has to right now. No Kyrie Irving. He went down.
I don't know if this is true, but I saw a stat that this is father Luka now. He's a dad now, so him after being a dad, he's been cooking with 30. Averaging 30 points a game or something like that.
See, that is valuable betting information. I don't know why things like that aren't.
I don't know how true that is, but I remember reading something like that the other day.
Well, if it is or is that, you got me hook, line, and sinker. So I'm already saying that. Like I said earlier, of these games, you can't go wrong. If you can only pick one, you whatever one you land on, it would be most likely a good game. I'm with you. Bucks and Knicks most likely will be the least competitive.
Yeah.
But in terms of most competitive, exactly what you were going with, 76ers and Heat. Again, you can't go wrong, but I think 76ers Heat. The closest spread won Miami by 1.5 right there. But might lean to the Sixers, depending on how that goes, as long as Embiid is a full go, which he usually is. It's gonna be a fun matchup. I don't think Bam Adebayo is gonna match up well against Joel Embiid, but I don't think anybody else is gonna match up well against Jimmy Butler. So revenge game. Jimmy Butler hates the 76ers. Yeah, he hates everybody that he's not playing with. So that's fair to say. And then, like I said, Joel Embiid can just go off for 40.
Well, he's already been on a number of teams.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I made a parlay earlier. I think I went with just money lines. I can quickly.
Sorry for the Christmas games.
Yeah,
Okay.
I chose all 5 Christmas games. If we want, we can also make a quick one right there together if we want.
Yeah, you did just money
Aren't there
lines.
football games on Christmas?
There are football
we
games.
can
We got 3 football games on there tonight. I can quickly hit those
the
as well.
Packers play on Christmas.
Might be right. But we did. I already got it all set.
Sorry, can I just say one thing about the Bulls?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to bring back up. I feel like I'm stuck about the Bulls is they're all talking about trading Levine, this and that, which I agree with, trade Levine, but I keep hearing trade Caruso.
No.
I understand why people are saying that because he is the best player on our team right now. He has the most trade value, at least.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I understand because we're not a championship team right now. We're not even a playoff team right now.
And people might jump down your throat and be like, "Oh, what? We just said Kobe White. Kobe White is the most red hot."
Yeah, he is. But
Alex Caruso might be the best all around.
Someone's gonna dump a bucket of water on him, and he's gonna start to cool down. He's on a hot streak right now. I don't want to say everyone gets hot streaks, but a lot of players, when they start to like find their game, they get these hot streaks.
No, I get you.
It's now let's see how consistently he can keep these hot streaks.
Yeah, I mean, Kobe White was saying the other day, I heard it on the radio, that he was essentially had to learn his own shot again. He went in.
Well, he's been working with new shooting coaches. Yeah,
and that's what he was constantly asking, like, please help me with something. Please help me with this. So he was having such a poor start of the year with his shooting and field goal percentage. They finally were like, all right, let's go do this, because he was just known as a shooter. He's always been he's a spot up shooter.
But you can see how confident he is taking deeper threes.
Yeah,
and making them.
And coaches would do exactly that. He's like, I don't want to mess with your shot. You're good at shooting. Why would I, don't fix it if it ain't broken type deal. It broke, so it's time to fix it. And he was, like I said, he was learning his own shot for the first time. He said that was really weird, but obviously turning out really well. But I'll agree with you once more. Just Alex Caruso might be the best all-around player on the Bulls.
Defensive and offensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when he's not on the court, it really shows.
Yes.
Especially on defense.
If Caruso was playing in this stretch, I think the Bulls could have squeaked out another win or two in this 6 games. I think that would have been that. Yeah, the two, the overtime loss could have been a win. Might have not even gone into overtime.
But it's always a bunch of minor injuries with him that always keep him out 1 or 2 games.
Because he plays just so damn hard.
Well, yeah, and that's the downfall of how hard he plays.
Yeah. If you're switching back really quick to Christmas, I had my Christmas parlay. I went with the Bucks, the Nuggets, the Lakers, the 76ers, and the Suns. I don't know if the odds changed from this morning. But I was able to get all those in. The 2 underdogs were the Lakers and 76ers, going with the Suns, the Nuggets, and the Bucks as the favorites. That came out to plus 1546. So, again, that's just all money line.
Don't hate that. So, but who were the Celtics playing again?
Celtics are playing the Lakers.
Okay.
I went with it like I would like. I think the Celtics could win. I'm not opposed to it. Of course, gamble responsibly. I put $3 on it. Don't gamble on anything you're not willing to lose. So if it is what it is. If it cashes, it paid for a Christmas present or 2. If it doesn't, it's just I can't buy a cup of coffee for the day. I'm okay with that. I don't hate it. I don't know what the stat is. It might just be just me pulling it out of my ass, but I always feel like LeBron James just wins on Christmas Day, no matter who he's playing up against. He ends up pulling it out. The NBA writers end up giving him the dub, and
it's always a Christmas miracle.
Yes, exactly.
For the Lakers
and
just LeBron.
Yeah, final. We also got I can quickly hit the NFL schedule, but is this right around the time for you guys too, where the NBA starts to mean something? Yeah,
because not really. Not until after like the All-Star game and all that.
Okay. That's fair too. It's just so much of it. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, when there's a lot of games going on.
Just because so many teams start to like shift momentums after the All-Star game because that long break really does mess with some teams.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just an NHL, MLB, and NBA just aren't like the NFL. There's every game in the NFL matters. There's only 17 games in the season. Like like every game can one game can fuck you over. It's not like you could lose a game in the NBA and it's like, all right, on to the next tomorrow. It's like it's not like how it is in the NFL.
No.
So
yeah, and 1 week can be everything. And it could be losing in week 3 at the beginning of the year could mess up your chances at the end of the year. It's just like it's so many different things. Just really quick, we had the Christmas games, and we can end on that. Raiders and Chiefs, Giants and Eagles, and Ravens and Niners. Ravens and Niners.
Giants and Eagles.
Giants and Eagles.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's gonna be the birds are just gonna be eaten. I think they're 12-point favorites. Maybe a game for Jalen Hurts to not feel so sick after.
Those games sound horrible. It's the Chiefs
Ravens
and the Raiders.
Ravens and Niners is gonna be
that will be the best. Yeah, that'll be good. But Chiefs Raiders.
Yeah,
and that's the night game.
Some people tried to argue. They're like, oh, the Raiders actually play the Chiefs pretty well. I'm just sitting there. I'm like,
no,
it's the Chiefs. They're looking for a get right game. Even with the win last time against the Patriots, they still didn't look good. They're at home. They're gonna just
and Aiden O'Connell isn't starting in those games where the Raiders were fighting against the Chiefs.
Yeah, it was Derek Carr, not Aiden O'Connell. So I was laughing at that argument. Like, actually, the Raiders played the Chiefs pretty well. Oh yeah, I also remember when the Chiefs just absolutely demolished them. They ring around the Rosie. I also remember Travis Kelce being wide open for like 40 yards for a game-winning touchdown like 2 seasons ago. Yeah, but the Raiders play the Chiefs well. Yeah, sure. That's the noon kickoff. Giants Eagles at 3:30. Now again, 12-point.
Devontae Adams gonna be dancing on the sideline again.
Is he? I don't know.
He's gonna be pushing down security guard again. Is that he's gonna be doing?
Yeah. Oh, and there won't be one security or team member on the side. Is that Big Dom on the Eagles? He's been banned. So.
Oh, has he?
And they're on a 3-game skid since Big Dom's been banned. So
wow,
that's been the stat of the week.
I did not know that.
Hopefully Tommy DeVito can tear him up. Hopefully the legend continues.
So he can come back for the playoffs.
Yeah,
but
that'd be cool.
Oh, he can.
Yeah.
And then Ravens Niners. That's the nightcap. 11-3 against 11-3. Most likely the number 1 seeds in each conference. This is gonna be the thing.
That's must watch.
Yeah,
TV.
It's must watch for a ton of reasons. Everyone's gonna have a lot of fantasy in it for sure. Tons of gambling right now. San Fran's actually at home. I said they were on the road.
What
earlier.
a great way to end Christmas for a football fan.
Yeah,
gonna have this whole day with the family, and then you get to end it with
just a great game right there. So
wow.
That's fun. That'll be awesome. So there you have it. That's all the notes I got there. Actually, we'll go back to basketball really quick. Pistons, 24-game losing streak.
No one gets wings in Detroit.
Yeah.
That's the thing I saw promotions. Like you get free wings if the Pistons win. And it's now 24 games straight they lose. You get no wings.
Well, I do have a question then.
Sure.
So since they're on a 24-game losing streak, that means they're just horrible.
Yeah.
And going towards like what you said earlier with your stat, usually when sport teams are doing bad, they riot in the cities, but the Lions are winning. So does that counterbalance?
Oh man, yeah, they could.
Like,
that's a good point.
There can be some minor crimes, and it's just not like it's not like big violent crimes anymore. They're like, they don't assault them with a deadly weapon. They just like kind of assault them with like some pepper spray.
Okay.
Yeah. Like,
so around the city, just pepper spray.
Yeah, I don't want to stab them. I could just like minorly inconvenience them with some.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just. I'm only assuming. I don't know. Again, we're talking about it like it's Florida or Ohio. That's always the fun game too. It's like read the headline, guess if it's Florida, a Florida crazy person or Ohio crazy person.
Those are funny.
So that's always nice and good. But if you boys are good on that,
yeah.
I think that was a good episode right there. That about wraps it up right there. Episode 48 in the books. Check please. Where are you at? There you are. Check please. Thank you very much. Thank you actually for joining us in person. Love that.
Of course.
Switching it up, called an audible. Had some Christmas stuff oblos to get to yesterday, so that's all fine and dandy. But we work around it. We do it all for you. So thank you, Troy, for watching. Alan, you didn't take a single note.
My notes are in here, Troy. No one else knows them but me. So ask me. All right.
We're going to see Iron Claw tomorrow.
Yes, Iron Claw tomorrow.
That'd be awesome.
Yes. So Iron Claw. I'll actually I'm gonna do I'll do a spoiler-free review on Bad Karma, and then of course we'll do a big heavy review when we come back next week. Or the
We'll
week
have a
prior.
spoiler full review.
Yeah, full of spoilers next
There
time.
you
so.
go.
And then, but not full of no abs. We don't have any of those here. So sorry about that. If you want that, I guess go check out for the movie itself. So there you have it. I mean, overall, I was gonna really quickly on that. I was trying to like not convince, but I'm like, even if you aren't a wrestling fan, it's gonna be a good story. It's gonna be fun. Like
I feel
that,
like it'll be more storytelling than wrestling in general.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like I think wrestling will just be part of the movie just because that's what they did.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna be more about the family and what they went through. I believe.
It'll be wrestling will be a part of that movie like basketball was in Hoosiers. I mean, it'll be
it will have its scenes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it'll be in it. It'll be circulating around it, but it'll be more or less about the story.
More so about how they were treated.
Yeah, the acting, the fallout of their deaths and stuff like that, just how they were treated. So I mean, that's that, and that's not spoiling. If anyone knows the Von Erich story, it's very fucking tragic. So that's why they made a movie about it. More you know. All right, boys. If you're good on that, again, thank you for joining me.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate it as always.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Yes, appreciate everyone that's
Love being here.
Appreciate anyone that's liking, listening, following at home, so liking, subscribing, doing everything, following us on all the accounts at Degenerates. Like and subscribe, follow the Twitch page for Sportstown Shy, twitch.tv/Sportstown Shy. Going live basically every single day over there on there, and then Thursday's the live show. So there you have it. So join us over there, all that fun jazz. Until then,
let's go Bulls. Let's
We'll
go
see ya.
Kentucky.
Die Hard
Yeah.
is not a Christmas movie.
Thank you.
My favorite one.